I'm willing to backstab anybody and everybody for the win.
I might be pretty good at this game.
I really hope to win, though.
I'm ready to win Big Brother
I'm
Hometown.
loyal until I no longer can be.
Because I'm ready to compete.
I also plan on fucking winning.
Out preview.
And make big moves, but not too
I
early.
you failure winner BBH.
I could go crazy. That would be
This is
fun.
not what Big Brother is.
I'm ready to get in there. I'm ready to play.
But I want to win it.
And honestly, I'm ready to win.
We're winning this game.
Manipulate my way through the game.
Winning is always nice.
This girl needs to be number one.
I mean, careful what you wish for, I
I'm
guess.
back, and I'm ready to win.
Just whenever anybody tries to say, like, this is what I heard from people were saying this, the people trying to use the term people to describe something, like, who are these people? Okay.
Hey everybody, it's day 4 in the Big Brother Hometowns house. Round 2 just began, and I'm feeling pretty good, actually. So I think right now what I've been doing, which is, building these sort of social relationships. Most everybody I've got rapport. Asia and I just had a call that went 90 minutes of us just riffing, which was a lot of fun. I've been talking with Daniel on the phone every day, who I think is really sharp strategically. Tommy and I message a little bit every day. Jabbar and Danielle and I have some back and forth. Almost everybody on the cast is friendly and interesting and worth talking to, and I'm building up a genuine connection with that.
This is where the story will begin. So I'm going back to before the vote. Before the vote, I talked with Ryan. I was like, I'm leaning towards saving Allie. And the only reason I was leaning towards saving Allie was that she messaged me of I trust you the most in this game, and how dumb of me to give you the plague, haha, something like that. And me and Julia had barely messaged at all. So personally, I was like, okay, I would want to keep Allie. But then so I talked to Ryan that day, and he said personally he wants to keep Julia because she was nice, and this is her first org, and Allie's a returning player. He was like, even if the majority is evicting Julia, he's like, morally, I can't. I promised her my vote. Yada, yada. It was like, okay, cool. And we kind of agreed to just vote separate ways at that point. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't care. Ryan, do your thing.
Being on a good side of Robert and him wanting to be chaotic and do all this stuff is amazing because it gives me a path to operate through. I don't always have to be the person talking to everybody, giving these ideas. I can say it to Robert and it gets down the line. Plus, he's a great dude, and I enjoy talking to him.
Ryan did tell me, though, he thought the majority was leaning his way anyways. So I messaged Kinky Boots being like, hey, Ryan just told me that, Allie and Abby have played BBH before. I'm like, hey, Ryan just told me, though, he thinks the votes are leaning to save Julia. And Tommy was like, I think the votes are leaning to save Allie. He's like, just from what I've heard. And I was like, okay, who have you heard that from? And he was like, oh, people, just the people I've been talking to. Okay, what people? You gotta, if we are doing this thing, Tommy just kept saying people, yada, yada.
I just wanted to give you a quick confessional update from me. There's still just a couple people left that I haven't gotten to have my first one-on-one call with. Been dealing with some in real life stuff that's made it a little bit hard. I feel like most of the calls that I've had have been really great. I do think that my, for lack of a better way to say it, Courtney charm is working. People could be just putting on a front. It's not impossible. I don't want to be too confident, even though I'm getting around to chatting with people late. Once I'm getting those opportunities to talk to them, I think for the most part, I am winning over being in their good graces pretty quickly. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to keep working on these relationships.
And then all of a sudden the story changed where then I was like, okay, well, I don't know. And he's like, no, yeah, if we want to vote with the majority, then we got to vote out Julia. And I was like, but didn't you just say you thought it was Allie? But then he was like, no, yeah, now I've talked to now the new people and they are voting out Julia, whatever. I was also sus that he never brought up the blocking a vote thing, 10 to 2, it's whatever. At the time, I'm like, okay, it's probably Abby. I didn't talk to Abby at all. And Lance, I knew last second. Me and Lance had talked before that the majority was saving Allie. And so that's what he thought when he sent his vote. But then I messaged him after to be like, no, yeah, it did not go that way.
Do you feel like you did what you wanted to do in setting yourself up for the next couple of rounds, but with your HOH?
I was going to use this HOH to cut deals, anything that any past B, I was going to try and squash anybody who may have knew of me or I've knew of, you can kind of get on the same page. And for the new people who I did not know, like just spell them out. And I think that I did that fairly well. I think that I was able to make my rounds with practically everybody in the game at this point. So I feel like I used it successfully, but also, you know, this is Big Brother, so like I can't, like I don't want to be in my confessional saying, "Oh yeah, I think I did a perfect job." When people are like, "Oh shit, we all feel good about Jabbar," like all 15 of us. This is a problem. So one can only wonder. But from my point of view, I think that I handled my HOH pretty well.
Talk to Jabbar. We had a good chat. I was gonna make a 3-person chat, me, Jabbar, and AJ. However, Jabbar did not. He didn't sound like him and AJ actually were on the best terms.
Jabbar, I have not talked to Jabbar today. I have not talked to Jabbar much, and I think that is a mistake on my part. I think I need to fix that. From what I know of Jabbar, I want to work with Jabbar. I want Jabbar in an alliance with me because I like how Jabbar plays the game and I like how he thinks and stuff like that, and I think he could be an asset.
It's always hard being the first HOH. So I was very sad. Oh, God. I need a sip.
When it came time to nominate people, Jabbar was telling me that he was very emotional, and I was like...
So I was really sad.
That's a lot of emotion for safe.
Because it's always hard to be the first HOH and, like, to basically send somebody home without any real reason besides the fact that, like, we didn't have enough time to talk, which this whole game is, like, fast forward. So how much time do we really have to talk?
And so I was like, I don't know, like, that's not going to work for me because I don't want to, like, console someone every single time a decision has to be made.
One other thing is, right now, the two people I feel the closest to are Jabbar and Daniel. But interestingly enough, Daniel, who is a friend of mine, and I'm treating like my number one, did not tell me that he and Jabbar are in an alliance that I'm not included in. They got added to an alliance. And Jabbar told me, but Daniel didn't. And I think that's really, really surprising to me.
As I'm laying down in my bed, snoring, snuggling up to a pillow child, I look at my phone and I see that I'm added to a group. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I see that the group consists of all of the people who made it really far in the challenge, with the exception of Danielle. And Abby made the group. And people are talking to them and stuff, and I'm like, rolling my eyes so hard. Because, though, if I hate anything, it's being added to a chat without my permission. Granted, Abby did reach out to me and, like, she wanted to call. But, babe, if I didn't answer, that doesn't mean yes. That means that you should probably wait until I answer and we talk about it, right? So I'm not really liking the vibe of Abby at this moment because I just really didn't appreciate that.
It seems like the way Jabbar's described it, it's not something they're taking super serious. And Daniel, knowing that I'm going through some personal stuff, may just not be bothering to tell me about something insignificant. So I'm not going to let it, like, freak me out, but a lot of trust in Jabbar. I feel like we're hitting it off really, really quickly. We have a lot in common in an org sense. And I'm feeling really optimistic. I feel like I've had really great talks with Robert, with Ryan, with Angelica, with AJ. Like, those are all standouts for me.
Courtney, whether we play together in this game or not, which I'd like to, one of my favorite people already that I've ever met in orgs, like, hands down. The woman lit a cigarette while sitting in her bed talking to me. I have never seen myself on camera before. That was amazing.
I want to talk to Courtney more. I'm not going to lie. The conversation that me and Courtney had, it was not great from my side, and I did not, care for it. From her side, it was a good conversation, and I think that has solidified more. I think I got a message, I think, from Tommy, like Courtney talking about how she felt good about me. So the fact that I know Courtney actively feels good about me, she wants to talk more with me, and I will happily want to talk more with Courtney. And it's not about how I feel, right? How I feel about you is about how you feel about me.
Getting through this week, I'm very solid with Daniel, I'm very solid with Angelica, and I'm very solid with Jabbar at the moment. But if there's one thing that we know about me, it's that I'm not always loyal. Ooh.
The thing was, I never told Angelica about Kinky Boots. I was debating telling her because I'm like, I want to keep that relationship super strong. I was just thinking, okay, if Tommy and Nikki are trustworthy here and just don't say anything, this can be unlocked. Like, Angelica doesn't need to know necessarily, because I was hoping eventually a 4-way chat would come together, and I didn't want her thinking, like, oh, I have this three-way chat, and then adding her on as a fourth, like she's clearly the add-on, and that's it. But like,
okay, starting this game, I would have said that Robert Regler I will literally be buried alive for. But I've caught Robert multiple times in the past 4 days not give me info that I got from other people and had to call him out on. Like, how many times can I do that?
So far, she's given me like so much intel I would have never knew if she did not just openly tell me. And because we'll have those like 2-minute calls in between calls with other people.
Like, when is this man gonna smarten up and realize that I am a good player who can take him far? Like, and if he doesn't realize that, he can go. I'll see him after the game. It'll be all right. I am not dying for anyone.
For your top 15 HOH entitled Codebreaker, the house guests had 10 minutes to crack 3 codes through asking yes or no questions. For those who made it through all 3 rounds within the time allotment, your score is based on the number of questions that you asked. You wanted to do it in the least number of questions, and if there was a tie, it'd come down to time. No.
Okay, is it F, B, A, D?
No.
Okay, getting closer to the correct answer. So it's D, F, A, B, bitch!
No.
What is wrong? What is wrong with me?
Hello, BBH 14 House. I am here to discuss results for your top 15 HOH. In third place, our bronze medalist, Robert. Robert, you've won the block of vote advantage. Now coming down to our top 2 that were separated by just 2 questions. In second place, winning safety for the round, we'll see you at top 14, Danielle. And winning today's head of household, Ryan R.T. Taylor. Congratulations, you are the next head of household.
So then, right, Ryan's HOH.
I got my HOH room and said, vacation.
I was genuinely a little worried, but also not. There is no way Ryan's gonna put me up. Talking about getting third too, it was like, at first I didn't want to win, and then I did well, and I was like, oh, I totally forgot about the podium twist. Hopefully I'll just get second. I can just be safe and then chill. But then I got third.
At me.
Which is like almost worse than second or fourth. Now the whole block of vote thing. But I was like, oh, Tommy just went through this. I can talk to him about how this worked. And also that I was like, how do I not know already how this worked? How does he not talk more about it?
I would love to like kind of swim on through, like maybe get a silver on the podium. Hell, I'll take a bronze. Seems like people don't want the bronze. I'll take a bronze. I don't care. Jack has to block a vote. Okay, cool. So I will. And I just will be vague about who I did it.
So we get on chat, me, Nikki, and Tommy, and Nikki's already freaking out because her boyfriend has beef with Ryan, and like, oh my god. And in this chat, I wanted to know what happened with this blocked vote. So I asked Tommy about it. Like this thing, because I'm pretty sure the day before he also dodged the question when I tried to bring it up. And then so this time it was like, you ain't getting away with this. I'm shocked he didn't even just tell me that he had like blocked Nikki's vote. Like, why wouldn't he just tell me that? He tells me Angelica, like, he blocked Angelica's vote.
Tommy DeCarlo needs to step his fucking dick up when it comes to me.
And instantly I'm thinking, okay, like, there's no way in hell Angelica would have left that info out to me.
Because he gives me nothing and asks me to fucking hide a lie for him, that he lied to Robert and he wants me to cover for him. Bitch, you haven't given me anything in the past 2 days. Why the fuck would I cover for you? Tommy, love you. But like, no. No, sir.
I'm sure there can easily be stuff in the background that Angelica is doing or hiding from me, but I don't know. She seems super open with information. She's gives me so much information. It's so simple. The blocking vote, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Like, it was 10-2, so maybe it was 10-3 or 11-2. Like, what did it matter?
Okay, here's where I'm annoyed. Danielle is giving me nothing. Like, nothing. She's the definition of go girl, give us nothing. And I love her. Like, I want to work with her so bad. But I hope it doesn't continue.
So I said I wanted to put up Nikki and Danielle. And that plan went right out the window.
at me.
And now I kind of just want to be really close allies with Danielle. Because why not? I'm going to call her, and other people said they've had bad calls with her. So that puts Danielle very low on other people's priority. And I'm just going to try harder to talk with her, which has kind of been my priority this whole game. I really liked Abby at the start, and now everyone likes Abby. So what the fuck do I care if I like Abby or if Abby likes me? Because homegirl's got too many priorities. I want to scoop up the people, and I said this to Robert like 30 minutes ago. I want to scoop up the people that a lot of people aren't talking to.
And I'm just fucking pissed. Like, why are you lying about something so small? Like, and I guess Tommy doesn't realize we're close. However, my first call with Tommy, I was like, I don't know how chaotic you play this game, but me and you can make a 3 with Nikki, and me and you can make a 3 with Angelica. From that, Tommy should have read, oh, Robert is close with Angelica too. Like, he should have clocked that. So his mistake, he chose Angelica of all people. And instantly got caught. Instantly. Like, it's crazy because if he had said anyone else, I'd probably believe it. Lance kind of thinks maybe his vote was blocked.
Hey Diary, it's Lance. I'm just making a video tonight just for the sake of it. There isn't really anything too surprising to discuss, but I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. If anything exciting or if anything happens, but I doubt it. Good night.
He literally could have just said Lance, and then I would have went to Lance and been like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, I told Tommy. So like apparently.
Hey guys, gonna try and keep this pretty brief in terms of my nominations. Ultimately, my decision kind of comes down to my own personal values and kind of where things stand for me. So I think my 2 nominations this round are gonna be Nikki, only because we haven't talked a ton. A fault of mine being how busy I have been, but I haven't talked to you as much. I know other people kind of expressed a similar sentiment. My second nomination is going to be Julia. Julia, I think it just some people expressed, and myself as well, a worry of like you were just on the block and stayed 10-2 and then didn't compete in the HOH. It's like the big thing that stands out. And I know some people expressed like even last round haven't talked to you a ton. So I think those 2 reasons are the big forces for me nominating you guys this round. I wish you both the best of luck in veto, and we'll see how the future goes.
So, Robert, Tommy, Courtney, Julia, Nikki, RT playing the veto tomorrow. Good luck, everybody.
So for him going to lie there and say Angelica, and then immediately that ends, Angelica messages me like, hey, I just got a weird message. Can you like get on call? And I was like, so right, instantly hop on call. And she's like, what did Tommy tell you about me? And I was like, she doesn't call with him, and he said that he blocked your vote. And she's like, he didn't block my vote. He's lying to you. I will never trust him again. Like, it is donezo, broken, him and Nick. And the fact that he's blocking Nick, so Nikki's in on this too. Okay, and then it gets worse.
I just got off a call with Angelica. First of all, Angelica and I are good. But she said something that has made me a little sus about Tommy, and she said that he's been very flaky with her the past couple days, and that makes me a little suspicious. I feel probably the closest with her and Erica in this game so far.
Angelica and Nikki are besties. Tommy and I call each other bestie a lot. Oh, I really like Daniel. Daniel and Tommy are besties. I like Abby too. She's been active in BBH. I was on the wiki. I was told to do my research, and I did. So she hosted some seasons, it seems, and played some seasons. Played an all-star season, which is interesting. So she must be good. So I think I'd rather have her in my corner.
Erica fucking Petrillo is a fucking queen walking this earth. I will say that. I think that Erica gets me. I think that Eric and I are going to play a similar game.
I wouldn't have cared at all if, like, they were just like, oh, yeah, I blocked Nikki's vote, actually, because I didn't want to piss anyone off. I'd be like, fuck yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, for sure. Duh. Obviously block one of mine or Nikki's then. Yeah, like, oh my god, if that's what you're worried about, well, why hide it? And if you're hiding it because you don't want people to think you and Nikki are close, then I'm already in a 3-person chat with you. Obviously, I know you're close, so you can tell me in the 3-person chat that we are in. And then if you were like, oh, but don't tell anyone, then I wouldn't tell anyone. What the hell are they doing? Who else are they working with?
Like, me, Abby, and Tommy have our 3, but then
me and Tommy have a 2 with just us. And then I feel really good with Abby as well. But the thing is, it's like they don't realize that I'm also close to RT. So it's like I feel like I'm playing the middle in my own fucking alliance, which is so weird to me.
Jabbar was saying that I didn't get added into the Plague Doctors until afterwards when Daniel was like, oh, and I feel really good about Tommy. Abby, Jabbar, I guess RT, and Daniel were like talking about it, but I feel like I was in the 3 that started before the Plague Doctors with Daniel and Abby trying to bring in the other 3. So I kind of think I'm seeing a little bit more of like the gamer side of Jabbar in the sense that he's trying to put that in my head that Abby is untrustworthy, but I think that I trust Abby more.
I don't feel good about a lot of people in this game, though, and I think I go up. Daniel, Abby, Lance, Jack's a big question mark. Jabbar's like kind of a question mark, but I think we're okay. AJ, I think we're okay, but I think he's trying to make a relationship with other people. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like anyone's really putting in the fucking work with me and flatter me. Take me on dates. Like, Skype call dates. Like, do what you gotta do, or else I will fucking come for your ass. And can I win a comp? Absolutely not. But I'll find a way. That's the thing. I'm a fucking cockroach. Or as Gina Marie would say, a cockroach. I'm drunk. I'm so sorry. It's okay. I'm playing a different game than ever. I definitely am like just telling everyone we have final 2s. Erica is probably the closest thing to it right now with a Robert very close behind.
Angelica sends me that voice message of like, okay, Nikki just confirmed that Tommy blocked her vote. And she said that like her and Tommy couldn't tell you because you guys were all on a call. And so this is a rookie mistake by Nikki. And does she realize that like us 3 can't all be on a call unless we're in a group chat together, you know? And that's the thing, Angelica she can't just be making this shit up because I didn't tell her, you know? If I had told her originally, oh, we have this 3-person chat, then she could be using this on the side. She could just make up anything and be like, oh, Nikki just told me, you know, about, oh, she just confirmed that, like, you know, in this thing. But, like, double fucking caught, man. Like, first they're not going to tell me that you blocked your vote for, like, no reason. This is, like, that actually shouldn't have mattered at all, and now it's going to matter so much to me in my head that like you couldn't tell me. If you're not going to tell me this trivial shit, what else are you hiding? That's why I'm nervous now about Angelica knowing I had this 3-person chat because I don't want her to think, what else is he hiding?
Because we don't play that game, Robert. You don't fucking play me. I don't give you my heart and soul and game on a platter and you fucking play me. I'm telling you that I'll come back to fucking bite you. I love you. But like...
The crazy thing is I should have a bunch of 3-person chats right now and 4%. And fuck, what am I doing? But you know what? I'm not even doing that. I only have the 1. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep this a secret from Angelica. And then boom, Nikki, you blew it up.
No.
Because again, Angelica could have again not told me Nikki told her and just kind of kept it like, okay, I'm going to see how long it takes Robert to tell me. And the thing is, I probably would have never told her.
No. Guess what? Erica just jumped you in line for my number 1. So take that, Robert Rigler. I love you.
She probably would have never known. And fucking Nikki fucked up. So that's a double fuck up. Tommy's going to lie to me about who he's blocking. And then Nikki is going to blow the shit.
I have a lot of things I want to say about Ryan, but I already said them yesterday, and I kind of already told him my thoughts.
I think if there was one takeaway, it's like my big struggle with the game right now, it's trying to not be a forefront socially while also trying to maintain these relationships. And an HOH didn't help that. But like someone like Daniel, I feel like some of my closest allies are people that are going to take shots at me later on. Because I think they already view me as someone that's a big game player. I'm trying to these early rounds to show like, oh, I'm kind of out of it. Like, I don't really know what's going on, but like, I like you. Like, we're cool. I'm going to talk about you and tell you everything I think. My full thoughts, my unfiltered thoughts. I've been preaching this thing of honesty and open information. And so if I keep giving it to people, they're going to think I'm with them. But by kind of being askew, hopefully they don't think I'm as good as they preconceived thought I was. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Now I'm just going to say it. Julia does not deserve to be in this game. There, I said it. She did not compete in the HOH competition yesterday, so Julia should not even be mad or upset that she's on the block again. Like, you're basically digging your own grave right now, so I applaud Ryan for putting her up on the block. She deserved it. I would have been shocked if he didn't. Am I mad about me being on there as well? That's our own problems. That's another story for a different confessional.
Me and Nikki are not speaking a lot. I think Nikki is a person who can go after Ryan. Nikki would not go after me any point soon. Even though we don't have a great relationship, I feel like Nikki is a person more likely to take a shot where it needs to be. Like, but I think she's scarier than Julia, and I think in a perfect world, I would keep Julia over Nikki.
It's just gonna come down to a lot of people are upset at Julia, and I was at first, so like, how are you not competing in this HOH? Yada yada. But you know what? Like, she didn't have to. She was busy and didn't want to. She didn't have to. I mean, I guess it's clearly throwing the challenge, right? And you should have just put through the challenge on there, you know? Like, but who cares? If you don't compete or you throw it, so what? I don't give a fuck anymore.
Julia, girl, I'm sorry, but like, you barely made yourself out of here last round. I feel like I'm starting to think that we sent the wrong person home too early. Like, people were pretty much back and forth all day on Monday to try to save your ass. But I wanted to go Allie, but then I went with the majority. Then my vote ended up getting canceled, so it doesn't even matter anyway. Julia, you don't deserve to be in this game. Go home.
Fuck playing with these messy people. What about Jack, right? I'm like, yeah, what about Jack? Let's fucking pull him in.
Nikki and Julia are on the block. I was hoping, like, Julia would try a little bit harder.
It's just better to have someone in the game who's going to show up and be there for you than someone who doesn't, despite if that person had the worst score in the HOH competition, an embarrassingly bad score. But you know what? I still did it. Someone didn't.
Because, like, I think Julia and I are in a good place, which is to say that I could argue to Julia that I was instrumental in her staying. I don't think that's incorrect, and she would work with me. So it's a bummer that she chose not to compete in the HOH, and everyone wants to call her out for it.
If she wants to be inactive the whole time, now I'm going to push the thing of, yeah, Nikki is actually really social with everyone, Like, I haven't heard one bad thing about her. No, do you think she's in with, like, a lot of people right now? Like, maybe we should keep an inactive player like Julia, because what is she going to do? Julia's not going to get power.
Yeah, Julia has become one of my favorite people. I'm really sad at the thought that she could go. But also, I know that if I push too hard, it's going to pin a target on my back because, hell, I nominated her. So people are probably expecting me to want her to go.
I'm going to try to do as best I can for the veto to win so I can get myself off the block and be safe for this round.
How funny would it be if I won the veto and took Julia down? LOL, that would be something.
Hello, BBH 14 House. I'm here to discuss your veto results. I'm already laughing. While most of you were not successful in this competition, you made me laugh, you made me chuckle today, and my serotonin levels are through the roof, and that's the true victory at the end of the day here. Today's Power of Veto, the competition was entitled Yank Me. They had 10 minutes to make a 5-cup tower with a index card in between each and yank the index cards out so all the cups fall into each other. They had 10 minutes to do that twice. The person who did it in the fastest time would win the Power of Veto. This is now where I would say it's a close race, and it was really close, but that would be a lie. By a landslide, winning today's Power of Veto with a time of 6 minutes and 33 seconds. Congratulations, Robert. Robert, you've won the Power of Veto.
Wow, what a challenge, am I right? So, as being the only person to complete the challenge, I have the Power of Veto, and I choose not to use the Power of Veto. Good luck, Nikki. Good luck, Julia.
And Robert slays the girls. And I'm like, okay. Baby sis, she wasn't really here that much the first week, but now she's here to compete.
It feels kind of quiet knowing from what people are saying, they think I'm going to stay. A few people have told me that they think I'm going to get a unanimous vote, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't want to go into tomorrow feeling too confident because anything can happen, but I do feel okay for right now. I also feel a little bit better knowing that it wasn't just me who did terrible in the veto count.
But here is the eviction. Once I reveal the vote, the evicted house guests will have a few minutes to say her goodbyes and ride on off into the sunset.
Hey, I vote to evict Julia.
I vote to evict Nikki. I think that she's gonna stay anyway, but I don't want it to be unanimous. Let's keep them guessing.
Vote to evict Julia.
I vote to evict Julia.
I vote to evict Julia.
Oh snap! I vote to evict Julia.
Vote to evict Julia.
I vote to evict Julia. Bye.
I vote to evict Julia.
To evict Julia. Sorry, Queen.
By a vote of 10 to 1, Julia, you've been evicted from the Big Brother Hometown Season 14 house.
They fucked up. They fucked up.